I've coached my daughter's soccer team for 3 years now, and she's now going into third grade. And I found very, very early on that one of the keys to coaching is to have your bag ready to go at all times. So I wanted to walk you through a little bit about what's always in my soccer bag. So this is my bag. Absolutely love it. I had to pick one that has an over the shoulder carry strap, really, because all of this is extremely heavy. And this one does adjust so that I can make it a little bit longer, shorter, depending. I will say, again, I've been doing this for many, many years at this point. It's held up pretty well. I did get it snagged last year and it's kind of created a hole, but even with that hole in the bottom, it's held up really well. So that's what I would look for in a bag. It's just definitely that carry strap. I like that it pulls closed at the top. Really important to be able to pull everything tight, but let's go ahead and dive in. So to start, a couple of the obvious things. Soccer balls. I never travel with less than 3. I would say we have at least 3 girls at every practice, and I've got a dozen on the team that forget their balls. So you're going to need these for warm-ups for games and definitely for practice as well. So whoopsies, keep a couple of these with you in the correct size as well. A lot of your girls will also bring the wrong size. For my girls, it's a size 4 currently, so that's what we've got for our balls, but as we grow, we'll continue to expand the size of the balls. First aid kit, any kit will do. Really about the only things that we ever have are some bumps, scratches, scrapes, but definitely want some Band-Aid, maybe some Neosporin or a wipe, antiseptic wipe, something like that. Just really simple first aid kit. My trusty whiteboard. So in a second, I will show you. I also always have a marker, and then I also have an eraser as well. So this is really, really important in trying to show them where they're supposed to be on the field, what direction they're going, things like that. It also has on the back kind of the shorter or smaller version kind of zoomed in just for the half field if you want to look at that as well. But this is really important. I keep all of my plays on here during the games. I will say this is not waterproof, so you can kind of see we've been out in the rain sometimes and it's kind of warped it, but it's lasted for several years, so really no complaints from me on that. Moving right along, I have several different types of cones that I use for dribbling. I don't think any are better than anything else. I kind of like them taller just because they're easier to see, but these certainly work great, especially when we're setting up boundaries. If we're trying to make the field smaller, so I'll use these. These are a lot more for dribbling, but both of these really great options for you. Pennies or scrimmage jerseys, absolutely need some of these. This one is, I think, a set of 6. Yeah, it's a set of 6. So we use it anytime we're scrimmaging during practice, but also if not for no other reason, I always have 2 available for my goalie. So I always have one goalie in the goal and then one goalie on deck during games. The league does not provide us with pennies to distinguish the goalies, so I make sure to always have these. But I always have the pack of 6. It's just easier to travel like that. But again, however many you can come up with, great choice for that. Moving right along, my goalie gloves. So similarly to what I just said, I always have one goalie in the goal and then one on deck getting prepped. So we always have at least 2 pairs of goalie gloves available to us. These don't last long. I've tried several different brands at this point. They're not expensive, so I tend to replace them as soon as they really start wearing out. Like these are fine, but you can see that the fingers kind of wearing out at the top. The other place that you get a lot of wear and tear is right here, the thumb. And this is more so from them changing the gloves and pulling it on quickly and trying to tighten it than it actually is from hard playing, because there just aren't that many shots on goal. But right now I've got 3 sets for them to choose between until one really and truly wears out. So I just keep them in a little bag right here. My girls know to go grab those, and parents know to help their daughters when it's time for them to be goalie. Those are the big things on the inside of the bag. Then it's got this nifty pocket on the outside, and I'll show you what I got on that. So again, I've got my dry erase marker and eraser right here. I always have a Sharpie, especially if I'm trying to write on my plays or move things around. I have a Sharpie, but I've also discovered because of the rain, sometimes a pencil works better. So lots of writing utensils, just always have those in there. This year, my team is the Shamrocks, and so we use gold ribbon to tie up our sleeves when we're playing with our green jerseys. So just for us, we have gold ribbon and scissors. I don't think that you all need this, but if you have something like that that you're adding to all of their outfits, you may need to add that in. Whistle, obvious reasons. I have a timer in here. My plan originally has always been, maybe they have to dribble for 1 minute or that they have to run for a certain amount of time or something like that. I don't use this as much as I always plan to, but I always have it on hand just in case we decide to do some drills with that. And then finally, this is kind of the thing that is the most fun is, again, we're the Shamrocks, and so we're green and gold. And so it's face paint. So I put it on their cheeks right before the game. The gold doesn't come through. It's mostly just sparkle, which is perfect. But then we've also done it where I've had 12 players on my team at one time, and I divide them into a green and a gold team, not based on skill, just strictly based on this week you're green, this week you're gold. And then I would just take this and put this on their hand so that they'd know green team on, gold team off, things like that to go back and forth. And here's just what the gold looks like, just so you can kind of see it. So, I mean, you can see it, but it's a lot more sparkle. So when you put it on your face too, but I always have these. The girls love to do it. Right before we say our cheer, we all make sure that we're painted up and we're spirited. So hope you enjoyed going through my soccer bag with me.